Bitch, I'm in the.
Holy crap, we made it.
We did.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. My name is Brian.
I'm Mark.
That's right. Hey, Mark. We haven't been on for a while.
That's because your ass wanted to have a birthday and stuff like that.
Hey, you know, when you get old and stuff, like you want to go do things before you die. So, yeah, we had a great time. Great birthday, Stacy and I. And what is something wrong? Something's happening. You're shaking your head no.
Fucking Instagram, you know.
Fuck Instagram.
Yeah, gotta love it.
Does it not want to play on Instagram?
No.
Screw it. It's no big deal. Hey, listen. So anyway, so what were you doing since I've been gone? I know you were looking for a guest for us to have.
We've had a few guests that I've tried getting on the show. Well, we're still trying to figure out everything else, but we got a few. But see, while you were gone, I actually made a mistake too, though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because
You want to tell everybody about it?
I'll tell everybody about it since it was my mistake. We have we're supposed to have a show on Sunday. At least I thought. Myself, I put the wrong date in, so instead, Tiffany Helm and Brooke. Oh shit! What the hell?
Oh, you did it now. You're in big trouble.
I know. And her, I'll fix this. We'll be on. She'll be on. They'll be on the 22nd instead of Sunday.
Okay, got it.
Other than that, we're still good for Tuesday, and then after that, we'll figure out the rest.
So since I was gone, and since I took a little hiatus to go and enjoy, getting old, who's the guest that you got for us tonight?
Oh, no. That's your job. You get to.
Well, I know his name, but I want you to tell everybody about him. So we have.
Okay. Oh, so you want me to do what I normally do? Okay.
Yeah.
He's a director.
Yeah.
A producer, a writer. As I like to call him, he's a chameleon in the world. He can do a lot of different things when it comes to, what he does. I believe he's an actor too. I'm still working on that part. I think I've seen him in his movie. I'm just not 100% sure on that part. No, I'm not acknowledging him. You want to bring him up?
Oh, God.
You want to tell everybody?
Ladies and gentlemen, Braden Timmons. Braden, what's happening? How are you?
What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing?
Good. All right. Before we get the show started, guys, I'll go ahead and acknowledge my so-called tribal chief, Mr. Brentman from Goodreal Hunting.
Hey, tribal chief, are we still on for Saturday? Since we've never actually, told him that we were gonna, or what we were doing after WrestleMania, anyways. So,
all good. So Braden, while we're waiting on a reply from that knucklehead, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're all about.
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for having me on the show. Super excited to be here. One of my favorite things to do is, just kind of pop up on other people's and invade other people's shows and everything. I appreciate that. Super excited to be here tonight. My name's Braden. For those of you guys that may not know me, started talking about horror in the horror community in 2018. Kind of started bouncing around, doing a lot of different stuff, doing streams with people. I really knew eventually that I wanted to get into, writing and directing. I actually used to want to act. That's what I wanted to be growing up and everything. But then in college, I was told by some professors that I have a niche for writing and direct and everything. So that's what got me into actually writing. As soon as I graduated college, I started writing, scripts and all that stuff. I wasn't sure what to do, honestly. And then I saw a few, this is maybe that summer I saw the fan film Never Hike Alone, which is currently on YouTube as well. And I also saw that they were involved with a little tiny project called The Spirit of Haddonfield, which was due out that October as well. And it kind of inspired me. I'm like, oh, wow, these are the types of stories that you could do. I had no idea really about fan films or really anything like that. And after I saw those, it kind of made me want to, dive in to see what I can possibly do. So I made a very terrible iPhone made film called Halloween Haddonfield Nightmare and released it online Halloween 2018, like literally on Halloween of that year. And it's awful. But I love doing it. And so it made me really want to kind of push this further. And it led to the development of Haddonfield Nightmare, and I can get into the whole story of that tonight if you guys want. But that's a little bit about me, man. Is that I was told that the writing was something that I should try and pursue because of like my papers and essays in college and everything. And I never looked back. I love writing a lot. I just love bringing myself into a world of creation, and I think it's fantastic.
That's really cool. Real quick, I want to say hi to Wes. Wes, I'm hoping that you're feeling a little bit better. I heard that you had mild cardio infarction. Hopefully you're not too bad off there, but we'll talk about that offline. But hope you're feeling better, buddy. So your very first film you did with an iPhone, and you think it was terrible.
Awful.
What was the reaction from the people? I mean, you've obviously continued the legacy, correct?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was all shot on an iPhone. It was edited in Final Cut Pro. I finished doing it like the night before it came out, and it's a fan film, so people are obviously online. If they watch something, whether it's good quality or bad quality, people are always going to have good and bad things to say in regards to it. Definitely saw some good stuff. I saw a lot of bad stuff. But from my standpoint now watching it, I'm looking at it, and even I myself, and I'm like, wow, this is atrocious. There are cuts in there that are awful. The lighting is terrible. Like the lighting shifts from one color to another color in like the next frame. Like here I was thinking, oh yeah, this is good, and then I'm like, oh wow, I watch it now and I'm like, yeah, it's not great. Funny thing is it is still on my YouTube channel. It's hidden, actually. I do not have it in order to avoid any sort of confusion with the Haddonfield Nightmare, which is streaming on my channel currently. But
I could have found that if I really wanted to.
You probably could.
But I did not look for that one. I actually looked for the trailers for the Haddonfield and the Last Nightmare, and also Sally. I also had the trailer for all three of them that we're going to play tonight.
Oh, okay, yeah, sounds great.
So from the first time that you made the film, you found a way to become better, I assume. Because you continued the prophecy there. They're like, oh, you know what? Let me try this. So you go from using an iPhone, and we had some kids on not too long ago. They're
almost 2 years ago.
They're filming a movie. And I think they're still working on it, and it's all going to be done on an iPhone.
Oh wow!
So we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean. Oh, sorry, Mark, go ahead.
I was going to say, the one thing that we should have said before we did anything else is, we told him and we surprised him with the fact that, halfway through the show, we're going to play a little game, something I normally never tell anybody that we're going to do. But, in the chat box, we're going to pick somebody to play against him. If they can beat him, they can get some decals too from us.
Oh, very cool.
So you got to find a volunteer.
Okay, I will. I will look at who's in the chat, and I will pick my volunteer and my tribute once we get to that point.
Yeah. So sorry, Mark cut you off. So
yes, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Yeah, basically, like it was done on an iPhone, and there is no excuse as to why a filmmaker or an aspiring filmmaker can't get a film done today. You can shoot a movie on a phone, and it should not stop you. I mean, lighting. I mean, you see those Apple commercials, and it's like this was shot on an iPhone and stuff like that. I don't think that's really shot on an iPhone, because unless, of course, they've got all of the right software on their phone in order to make it happen. But I mean, it's crystal, like it looks like it was shot on like a Sony FX3, which is what we shot Last Nightmare Part 1 on, was the Sony FX3. But yeah, I mean, like there's not a reason not to go out there and make your movie today if you really would like to. Now, I ended up getting a camera that Christmas, Christmas 2018. That was my first ever camera, because up until I got that, I was shooting all my videos and all that stuff just on my cell phone. Even today, sometimes if I'm just lazy and I don't want to put the chip in the camera, or if it's dead and I need to charge it, but I have this video idea that I want to do. Sometimes I'll just end up shooting a video on my phone just because I can. But yeah, I got a camera that Christmas, and after looking at the terrible quality of Halloween Haddonfield Nightmare in 2018, I was like, okay, I want to take this a lot more seriously. Now, when I made that movie, I only used a few friends. That's it. They were involved with it. And then as I started to take this more and more and more seriously, like I wanted them to be involved with Halloween Haddonfield Nightmare Part 2, which was going to be longer. It was going to be higher quality, all that stuff. But I started to realize the more I was taking it seriously, the more that those friends were not taking it seriously. Like this isn't something that they want to do. So it's like they're going to find anything else on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night to do, instead of sit down and go through ideas as to how you can make a fan film better. So, I spent most of the year kind of like realizing that this was never going to get done or anything. And that's when I was like, okay, summertime came. We had a meeting set up for Halloween Haddonfield Nightmare Part 2, and legitimately nobody showed up. And I was like, okay, so what are we going to do here? And I'm like, if we're going to do this, we have to take this seriously. And from there, that led to the development of the Haddonfield Nightmare, which then I started watching the entire franchise, and I started, kind of taking notes as to what I would want to do. And then around like late July of that year, I finally made it to Halloween H2O. I was watching all of them anyway, because that was the year that Halloween 2018 came out, and everything. But I got to Halloween H2O, and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't think anyone has ever tried to continue the John Tate story. And from there on out, I just never looked back. I was like, you know what, this is the story I want to tell. Halloween 2018 was a huge inspiration on, telling about an older version of John Tate, being that we'd seen it twice now in Halloween H2O and Halloween 2018. They kind of continued the Laurie Strode timeline within 20 years apart. So that's what really led to the development of it, is just people didn't want to be involved. And I realized that I needed to do this with people who actually wanted to be involved, and not people who were just looking at doing it for fun.
Do you think any of the horror franchises movies are being overdone by fan films?
Yeah, I mean, I'm even kind of in the boat here where I'm kind of over fan films, honestly. Like we have Last Nightmare Part 2 coming, and that's it for me. Like this is going to be the grand finale of fan films on my end. I've been involved with my own, and then My Special Boy. And I feel like I've done my time with the fan films. I'm very, very happy to contribute something to the Halloween franchise and to the Halloween story. But yeah, I think fan films are kind of being overdone at this point. And I mean, it's just from seeing so many of them pop up, like, all the time. And that's not to discourage anybody from going out and doing it, because it's awesome that you get a chance to do this and tell your voice, like, or express your voice, and show you how you see a certain character or characters that you love within that world that you love. But yeah, I feel like fan films are kind of a little overdone in general at this point. But that's just from me. You know, I will always sit down and watch a good fan film. I will always sit down and watch a fan film if someone did one and they want me to check it out and they send it to me. Of course, I'm happy to sit down and watch it and see what they've done. But yeah, at this point, I just do feel like that really just fan films in general are a little overdone.
Yeah, only reason I say that is because, you know, I know that the Friday the 13th franchise is the one that probably gets probably the most fan films made off of that franchise. But I guess there's just so many different avenues that you could take, so many different stories. I mean, you could start at the beginning before the kids even get to Camp Crystal Lake, and you could just pick one of the characters and be like, before he died, you know, this is what he was doing, and yada yada, this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah.
What about action? So there was one that I watched back in the day. It was kind of funny and really well made, I think, but it was not a horror fan film. It was actually Deadpool.
Oh, okay.
Deadpool fan film, and it was so good because, you know, you had Deadpool as soon as it came out, everybody was like, oh my god, you got to get a part 2, and it was just so good. It was funny. It related to the story of Deadpool from the beginning and stuff like that. I just thought it was really well done. So that's why I say I'm not discouraging anyone either. I was just asking that question simply because how many Friday the 13th fan films are there versus how many of like the Marvel cinematic fan films are there, you know, because there's stories there too, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that if there are action fan films out there like Deadpool, I mean, those are always going to be properties that are fun to see what people can do, especially on a little budget, you know, because obviously those are studio-based films. So, and I mean, every movie is a studio-based film that we make fan films on, really. But them particularly, like, they're a multi-million-dollar production. So to see a really good one, how long was it? Do you remember how long it was? Was it like 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was like a 15-minute short film. And it was supposed to be like Deadpool 2, you know, like a sequel to Deadpool. And I just thought it was good. I was like, hey, this is kind of cool.
Well, that's why filmmakers kind of dive into fan films, is because like they're good portfolio pieces. So, you know, if you ever write a script and you get a studio's attention and they realize like, oh, wow, he's done this stuff or along with original stuff, but the studio just happens to own the rights to this franchise that you've been a fan of, and you could potentially get brought on. I mean, especially nowadays with the rise of TV shows. I mean, all of these properties seem to be becoming TV series, and TV series usually have a number of different filmmakers that are involved with the episodic format. So, you know, you could potentially now get involved with it if you know your stuff. And well, that's also if the studio actually cares that you know your stuff, or if they're just going to bring you on just because. That's why they do say that the fans do it better, is because, you know, we actually care. We put so much time and thought into it that we want it to be good, that, you know, studios just, they're like, they get a script and they're like, oh my God, we have to make it now before we lose the rights to it, you know? So I don't know. That's just kind of like my thought on all that.
I mean, it shows that with your when you made the Halloween, you know, Haddonfield Nightmare and The Last Nightmare, you know, it shows that you cared, because you didn't just make one movie and then, you know, stop it there. It was a continuation. So and it shows, and each movie got better.
Yeah, that was tough to do, because it was so Haddonfield Nightmare, that obviously that's the first one in now a trilogy. This was not originally supposed to be a trilogy. It was supposed to just be 2 films. It was supposed to be Haddonfield Nightmare and The Last Nightmare. That's it. 2 years ago, we were crowdfunding. Like we started crowdfunding in 2022 for The Last Nightmare. I didn't want to release the title or anything like that until, like, you know, we thought that we would get some good traction to it. We had gotten some really great responses from the Haddonfield Nightmare. And I don't know, part of me feels like I kind of rushed getting crowdfunding for that one out, because we had just finished our Sally post-production campaign. We opened the Last Nightmare campaign like maybe 2 weeks after that one closed. And I don't know, I tell my team all the time, I'm like, you know, that's not what we want to come off as, is just a team that's just like, give me your money, give me your money, give me your money. Like, you know, we actually want to put time and effort into our productions, so, you know, that way people realize that, oh, their money is going into something that's going to be worth a watch when it's done. That's not our team's perspective at all. And I had felt like, because the first campaign that we opened for The Last Nightmare, which was initially what it was called at that time, we had raised a couple $1,000s, but we were asking for like 65,000. And so it's very discouraging when you see the budget that you're asking for, and not even 4% of that budget is like met. It's like, what did we do wrong? Like, and you know, part of it too is that we didn't have marketing materials. It's like, we opened a campaign, we had made a few images that we generated from what we already had from Haddonfield Nightmare. We had really nothing new to showcase the audience, and I feel like that was part of the reason. So, you know, the following summer, we made new marketing materials, again, just from stuff that was kind of left over from HN, because we didn't have anything. And then, so this is now summer 2023, and the campaign did better. We raised a little, like, about 6,500, I think, overall. Maybe it was 7,000. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. But, you know, we had done 2 campaigns, and on the second campaign, we were asking for 30,000, and we only raised 7. So it was around 4th of July. I remember this. It was around 4th of July. And I was helping my dad with something at the house and everything. And I was like, okay, if we're not going to hit our budget, what do we need to do? And so I just came up with the idea of splitting it into 2 parts. I'm like, you know, what if we just did part 1 and part 2? Pitched it to the team. They were okay with the idea, even though, again, even 2 years ago, we were kind of ready to be done and, you know, shoot this thing. But we're like, no, we have to do it right. We have to do it right. Meaning, if we need to split it into 2 parts to make sure that the quality is up to par, we're going to split it into 2 parts to make sure that the quality is up to par. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, but we have to make sure that the quality is there. Yeah. So that's what we ended up doing. We finished off that campaign. We announced that pre-production was going to be starting, and then we announced Halloween season of 2023. We released a teaser poster with a knife, and it said The Last Nightmare, and it just said part 1. And that was our announcement that this is going to be now 2 parts. But yeah, that's it was initially supposed to just be 1 film, not 3 movies. That was never the intention. But in a way, you know what? Those that wanted, like, you know, again, we were also initially going to maybe do a prequel called Halloween 22 Hours Later, which was going to tell of Michael's capture and how it led to the opening of the Haddonfield Nightmare. But, you know, and people seem to be kind of excited about that one. But at the end of the day, I feel like those that wanted 3 movies, there you go. Now you got 3, because now we have 1 more part of the story to tell. But, you know, and it's the best part of the story, which is why when we're gearing up now, crowdfunding opens next month, and like we really want people to get involved, because we want to get out there and shoot this thing and bring this thing home. I mean, this is the part that people have been waiting for. This is the conclusion of the H2O story and the final fight with John and Michael. So
Brian,
were you able to make more money from 1 to 2? You know, so
yeah, so we in and then so in December of 2023, we ended up using some money. And what I mean, some like the thing with me is I'm very particular with how we spend the budget. Like, I mean, in the fall of that year, so this is early December 2023, we shot the first scene of The Last Nightmare Part 1. That scene was then used to really showcase how the quality has improved between Haddonfield Nightmare and Last Nightmare Part 1. And obviously Sally was another film that we did that was shot between we did that was our second film. We shot that in summer of 2022 to do something original. And in December of 2023 brought out our stunt coordinator Chad, he's in the chat right now. That's Michael Myers, Chud's Corner in the chat. That's the guy that plays Michael Myers. And then I brought out my cinematographer. I got Chad and my cinematographer out to Phoenix, Arizona, which is where we shot that scene, for $392. Like, you know, I found their flights. Chad's coming from California. My cinematographer's coming from Rhode Island. So, you know, luckily I was able to find pretty solid prices to get them out here. But I mean, $392 to get two people out here, not bad at all. Plus they're traveling with equipment and everything. So the fact that that's all it costs, I'm very conservative with how I spend my money and everything like that. And then basically what we did is we shot the first scene. The clip is on my channel currently as a standalone clip. We released that to just showcase the vibe and kind of what people can expect in terms of kills in The Last Nightmare Part 1. And then that got a lot of traction, you know, so we ended up doing very well on the final campaign for The Last Nightmare Part 1. We raised enough. We raised what we needed to, and we were able to film Part 1 in spring of 2024. We spent all summer editing it and all that stuff, and it was ready for Halloween of last year. So yeah, we raised more as we went on. It's been really nice to see.
So Brian, since I know that you didn't watch these films, I did. You want to see clips from them?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to start.
And Jaden, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Keep going, by the way. You're a filmmaker yourself, dude. Keep going.
We're going to play a Haddonfield Nightmare trailer that you have first.
Morning. Sorry to bother you so early on a Saturday. Are you, John Tate?
I am. Is everything okay?
Are you familiar with Joanne Harrison?
She's a friend and a colleague of mine. Why, is something wrong?
Well, Mr. Tate, her body was found inside her home last night, completely cut up. You wouldn't have to know anything about that, would you?
Michael Myers didn't die in 78 because 22 years ago tonight, he found her. But if he has returned, and if we don't do something soon, the people in this town are going to be in real danger.
After all this time, you're still alive. That ends tonight.
That one was really good, man.
That's the first one. That's the Haddonfield Nightmare.
How much did that cost for that film again?
I think that one was 17,000 between the campaigns that we did. So yeah,
it looks like you put more money into it than that, though.
Just wait.
That's my team, man. That's I got to give credit to my team: Zach Dion, Mike Shabanti, Tyler Falcoa. Like, all of those guys are working their asses off behind the scenes, man. Like, I mean, I edit I edit some, but Zach is in charge of editing most of it. Shabanti does the music. Adrian, Iman did the music for Haddonfield Nightmare and all that stuff. So again, it really is the team that is involved with it. Don Murphy, another fantastic individual that is within our team. I can never take solo credit without giving those guys the proper due credit they all deserve. And everyone else, obviously, you guys know who you are, but I'm thankful for everybody. Jaden. Yeah, I know. It's crazy going back and watching all that stuff now, and seeing that it's already been 4 years this year. I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that at all, that it's been 4 years since HN.
Now just wait. We have another one. The Last Nightmare, Part 1. Now you'll see the difference in quality also on this one.
Okay.
Oh, John, thank God. Williams, what the hell are you doing here?
Myers. Is he dead?
Myers has zero emotion. He has no motives. If he sees, he kills.
Tell the town to lock their doors. No one in, no one out.
I was going to ask whose idea it was for all the blood around the eyes.
I love it. I actually like that.
Yeah, so that was Mike Shabani's. That was our music composers. Now, Shabani is genuinely one of the biggest Halloween fans I've ever met. He might even be a bigger Halloween fan than I am. So he sent us over. So we've had that concept since Haddonfield Nightmare came out. Like the weekend after we premiered HN, we were already talking about The Last Nightmare, and we were talking about how, you know, Michael's going to have blood on his eyes from the beating. Well, I shouldn't say anything if you haven't seen it, if you haven't had a chance to see it, Brian. But spoilers, John Tate does survive the Haddonfield Nightmare. So, you know, but yeah, there's a reason that we had Michael have blood all over his eyes, and it has a lot to do with the conclusion of the first film. So yeah, like that was his idea, and I was like, this is outstanding. He sent us over like a drawing that he did, and we were all just kind of like, yeah, that's badass. Let's kind of take this and run with it. So yeah, I got to give him credit there.
So David, where's the artwork?
David, you can see that on YouTube.
I have it on my phone. Let me see if I can. Hopefully, let me see here. Where was it? I have to go back like 2 years. No, literally, he did get blood in his eyes a few times, and we were like, "Yo, are you okay?" He's like, "All right, let's get the shot, goddammit, so I can get this." Like, so this was actually, yeah, this was sent. So this was sent 3 days before the Haddonfield Nightmare came out, but this is the artwork that he sent over. So if you see the date up here, it's October 26, 2021. And he sent over like the cracks and everything like that on the mask. So yeah, I mean,
like trying to make it as weathered as possible, as beat up as possible. Yeah,
correct. I like that.
Yeah,
I do like that.
Michael's been through a lot of shit, dude. Like,
so that's what he sent over. The Last Nightmare, again, just concept art, like with all the stuff on it. So yeah, man, we've been, again, this was October 26, 2021. This is before the first film was even out for anybody to see. So we've been working on this for so long that I genuinely cannot wait to see everyone's reaction to the finale when we're done with it. I mean, the script's done. I'm so excited to, I've been getting really good feedback from the cast and everything, and it's great to hear their thoughts and their insights as to how all their characters are going to be coming to a close. But yeah, I can't wait to see everyone's reaction to the end, for sure.
Well, I can't wait to see the damn end because you left me on a damn cliffhanger.
Twice. I've done it twice now.
Yes. Well, also with Sally, you did it too.
That is true. Yeah. Yes, I do. I do tend to leave cliffhangers.
And
and
Brian,
Easter eggs, evidently, according to Mark.
Yes.
Yes.
That too.
Because Sally was playing in The Last Nightmare, and I'm gonna play that one now.
Okay. Yeah.
There you are. Are you having a tea party?
Yeah.
With who?
Sally.
Where is she?
Up there. She's here.
See, even that left you on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So all those films are now available right now on streaming on your YouTube page, right? So we can go and steal them from your YouTube.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's where I stole all this stuff.
No download fees. You're not charging a download fee.
Nope. Yep. People are able. Yep. People are able to watch them for free. And yeah, that's really about it right now, man. Is that we're allowing people to check them out, and it's been fun because Sally was shown. I attended last year, or not last year, 2 years ago. Again, that was 2023, man. Holy cow! But 2023, I attended Houston Horror Film Festival and got a chance to show Sally to an audience of people, which I hadn't done. Like for the Nightmare movies, we have like done premieres to where people can come out and see them on the big screen and everything. And we didn't do that for Sally because it was a short film. But we ended up getting it into Houston Horror Film Festival, and that's also a huge horror convention as well. So like there were people in and out of the screening rooms. We had the 9 p.m. slot that night, and it was packed. Like I was like, oh my God. And they're like, and at the end, we're going to bring up the filmmakers that are in attendance for a Q&A. And I was nervous as hell because I'm like, either people are going to fry me because they're like, oh, this sucks.
You're always going to have haters, though.
I know, exactly. But in a live audience, man, like like my natural reaction, I'm from Chicago. My natural reaction is be like, hey, fuck you. Where's your film? But
so did you have any haters in the audience, or was it?
No, there was a lot of really good questions actually. I do remember someone did ask about how old the young girl was supposed to be in the movie because she does look very tall. She was 11 at the time, and she was very tall for her age. People were like, yeah, she looks like 14. I'm like, yeah, well, she was like supposed to be like between 10 and 11. So but outside of that, no, I mean, people enjoyed it, and they asked if we planned on continuing that universe at all, or if we planned on doing anything else with it. I mean, I would love to, because I love the idea of just anything with a woman with long black hair always freaks me out. Like that, The Grudge is one of the first films that genuinely just
my daughter loves those movies.
It terrified me as a kid, man. I saw the American remake in theaters in 2004, and I went with my aunt, and she knew I was mega into horror. I mean, I'm in like 4th grade, but I love horror movies. I loved watching AMC Fear Fest, which is like one of the only times that my dad would allow me to watch them consistently throughout the year was during Halloween time. So the fact that came out in the fall, my aunt was like, I'm going to take him to go see this. My parents agreed. They saw the trailer. They said, okay. I had nightmares for 3 months after seeing The Grudge. I mean, it was such a terrifying experience for me. And I remember I had popcorn. It was the attic scene that happened right off the bat. I threw up the popcorn, and I spent the rest of the movie just kind of like, hiding behind my arms and my hands. Like it was one of those movies that genuinely scared me. And then for some reason, my idiot brain was just like, "Hey, put your bed on the floor. She's not going to get you there."
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Like, I panicked. I'm like, it's like, wait, why? It's because in the movie, the scene with, I think it's Sue is the character's name, when Kayako comes up and grabs her and pulls her under the sheets. I think her bed's on the ground. So
yes.
Yeah. I don't know why my thought was, oh yeah, let me put my bed on the ground. And my parents were like, if you really don't want a creature to get you, you want to be higher, right? Like, but then I'm panicking, like, because my bunk bed had like one of those like little like ledges. And I'm panicking any sort of crease that I can see a hand coming up, like in the dark in the middle of the night. So it really did numbers on me, man. So that's where I actually got the idea from Sally, heavily inspired on, The Grudge and like characters like that. And
I think your parents were trying to make you have a heart attack at a young age, my friend.
No, yeah, seriously. But yeah, the Grudge is the first movie that I remember actually doing a number on me in terms of fear. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, listen, we've made it past the halfway part of the show, so let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Let's go replenish our beverages. Let's listen to some music, and when we come back, we're here with Braden Timmons, and we are talking fan films. We're going to be talking more with Braden about...
We're going to come back and play a game.
And we're going to come back and play a game. What's that game called? You know what that game is?
Florida or not Florida. We need to come up with a better name for that.
I love it. It's Florida or not Florida.
Okay. Who do we got on the... what's the music tonight?
So the music we got tonight is from Inside the Trojan Horse, and the song is Dogs.
We're on a mission, so get out of the way. The dogs have lost control. Come off the chain. We're taking takers, so you know who to blame. When your mother wants to know who broke your head. you know who to blame. In the fire, and hands behind us, round and black, we will march into flame. Where we've come from, we will never return. In the fire, and hands behind us, round and black, we will march into the flame. Where we've come from, we'll never return again. We're on a mission, so get out of the way. The dogs have lost control. We take and take it, so remember the name. Now you know, yeah, now you know.
Is that new music from Inside the Trojan Horse?
Brand new.
Brand new music from Inside the Trojan Horse, ladies and gentlemen. That is a Florida-based band right now, right?
Citrus County base.
That's our county, bro. That's like, these guys exist.
Yeah.
Really cool dudes. If you get a chance to go back and watch an interview with Inside the Trojan Horse, they are all about the music. That's why they wear the baklava face coverings.
Hey, Brian, eventually they'll be back on our show.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yes. I just can't tell you the date yet.
We just don't know yet.
Pretty much, yeah.
Who's coming on the show from Inside the Trojan Horse?
Well, hopefully all three of them this time.
Is it gonna be nobody
Nowhere.
and no one?
That's right.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. We're back with Braden Timmons, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. I don't know what happened there. I was stroking out.
That's a local band to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, they're actually pretty amazing, man.
We're trying to get somebody to actually use their music in their movie. So.
And the guys are actually from other bands, like
yes.
Nice.
Big bands. And they kind of went their own separate ways and formed this band. And like I said, the reason they don't show their faces is because they want it to be all about the music. They don't care that it's about them. They don't want it to be about them.
Right.
They want it to be about the music. So
yeah,
thought that was really cool. New music from them. Dogs. Check out I don't know what the album is.
It's shit. I had it right down.
It's shit. So look for the album Shit. No, I'm just kidding. That's probably not the name of it.
Their early record. I can't remember the name. They told us the name of it too.
We'll come back to that. All right, let's play this game called Florida or Not Florida. Is there anyone in the audience, anyone in the chatters box that would like to play Florida or Not Florida with us against Braden? And if you win, what do they win, Mark?
I'll send them
some decals.
Yes.
Some of these guys, these are cool. We have some new ones coming too, guys. If you notice the logo up there in the top right corner, those are going to be the newest versions of our decals. So
yeah, we're still working on. We're still trying to figure out the shirt. We're having problems with
working on a shirt. All right.
Every time they put it on a shirt, it pixelates. So
Mark, I don't think anybody wants to play, so they're going to watch you play against Braden.
I was going to say, Chad texted me. Michael Myers texted me saying he wants to do it. He's in the chat.
All he has to do is pick Florida or Not Florida. That's basically.
Here we go.
Tell him to come up in the chat. And all right, perfect.
He did.
And it's going to be a little delayed, so we'll let you pick first. And then we'll, at the same time, be waiting for Chad's response. I think we're probably like a 10-second delay. So here we go.
It's false information. It was a close fight. That's it. He did beat my best friend's ass in that movie, though.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to start it off with man arrested for pooping on a possum in public. You heard it right, ladies and gentlemen. A man was arrested for pooping on a possum in public, in the daytime. Did that happen in Florida or not Florida?
This honestly sounds like it would be more of like a New York thing, honestly. Like, so I'm gonna say
Like
I'm saying not Florida.
The subway system.
I'm gonna say not Florida. This feels like it would be a New York thing, but it wouldn't surprise me if it is. So Chad says it's Florida.
Chad's saying it's Florida. Braden's saying it's New York. Is that what we're going with?
That's what I'm going with.
And the correct answer is Florida. It happened in Florida. Unfortunately, the headline only reads that, doesn't give me any details, so that's a shame. So
interesting. That's interesting.
All right, that's one down, 4 to go. Here we go. Woman sets bees loose on police. Woman charged for unleashing bees on the sheriff's deputies in the sheriff's station located in, and that's all I can go. That's all I can say.
All right, if this man pooped on an opossum in public, then I gotta go. This has got to be Florida.
So we went with the possum for Florida because that happened in Florida. So we want to do the bees are in Florida as well.
Yeah.
Where them killer bees from? Anybody know where them killer bees came from?
Africa.
Huh? All right. Chad says that he wants to say it's Florida too. Jaden says, I guess you can say those cops got bee salted instead of assaulted. So you guys are both saying Florida on this one?
Both Florida, I guess.
No. This happened in Massachusetts.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
The wife wants to know if it was a sting operation.
That's clever.
Thank
you.
Dad's clever.
You are not.
All right, let's see here. Ooh. Here we go. This is a good one. Tyson Foods CFO wandered into someone else's home and fell asleep and was arrested. Did this happen in Florida or not Florida? Everybody knows the Tyson's food name. That's, the chicken company.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The guy literally went into somebody else's home and decided to take a nap. You got to be drunk as hell, dude.
I'm saying Florida. I'm saying Florida again. I feel like all my answers are just.
Braden's just going to be on this Florida kick all of a sudden.
I am. I'm just going to be like, you know what? I got the first one wrong. I'm bound to get one of them right. So.
Well, we want you to get most of them right. So. Let's see. Chad's saying it's Florida as well with a little laughing emoji. Either that or he put some crazy stuff in his nuggies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, did it happen in Florida or not Florida? The answer is Fayetteville. Fayetteville, not Florida.
What in the world?
Fayetteville. I'm going to guess that's in the Carolinas. Yeah, John W. Tyson, who is the great-grandson of the founder and the CFO. The CFO. Good God, man. What the fuck is wrong with people? Okay. So nobody got that one right. Here we go.
Damn.
Let's see.
Well, now I'm nervous because I'm 0 for 3. So it's like, damn you, Chad.
You came up with a plan. Right. You came up with a plan. So
did.
You either got to stick with it or you got to say, maybe I need to go in another direction.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know if you guys know what a Dollar General is, but man robs the same Dollar General twice and blames the voices in his head. Did this happen in Florida or not Florida?
Brian,
Florida.
I told you not to read that one. That was me. The voices.
Well, Mark, where are you from? Florida? It's Florida. That's it.
But Mark's from Michigan originally.
I was going to say, because I saw his Detroit hat, I was going to ask about that. Lions.
Yeah, he's a Lions fan.
Yep.
What a shame.
I'm from Chicago initially. I'm a Bears fan, so
That's
sorry.
another problem you guys have.
You're a fucking Steelers fan.
That's right.
Hey,
And look who you signed
yeah,
today.
you guys just got Aaron Rodgers. Like,
Yens guys got Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, we don't really care. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to play 2 games, get hurt, and then that'll be it. Hey,
right, Chad. That's right, Chad.
Nah, that's rude. That's terrible. He's a Chiefs fan. I don't even want to hear it, Chad.
Oh yeah, that's way worse. That is
I don't
fucking
want to
way
hear
worse.
it.
All right, guys, Florida or not Florida for the Dollar General getting robbed by the same guy twice because the voices in his head told him to do it.
It's Florida.
We're waiting on Chad, and Braden says it's Florida. You locking in that answer?
I'm locking it in.
He's sticking with Florida. I might as well just put it for the last one too.
You're literally making me second guess myself. You're like, are you sure you're locking in that answer?
Jaden, I love this. Dollar General is like the crackhead store for meth heads. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
What's Family Dollar?
I don't know. Family Dollar is a little upscale, isn't it?
Family.
You guys got a Family Dollar?
No, we got Dollar Tree, which is probably the most popular one.
That place is just terrible, bro. It smells like feet and ass every time I walk in there.
What, Dollar Tree?
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. What?
Chad said he answered. When did you answer, Chad?
I don't
Did
see
you say?
it in there.
Did you say Florida up here underneath Jaden? Was that it?
I thought that was for his last one.
I thought it was for his last one too.
Chad, just
1,
say
2,
Florida or
3.
not Florida.
Oh,
Don't make
fuck
it difficult.
It's probably Florida. You guys might as well just say it because you guys have all.
All right, it's Dollar General. It definitely happened right here in the beautiful state of Florida.
Let's go. That's
Florida.
what I'm talking about.
Yep.
1 for 3. I'll take it. I didn't
All
get
right.
all 4 of them wrong.
It's going to be our last one. I think he's got you by 2.
He does.
He's got them by
Damn
1.
it. Okay.
Oh no, he said not Florida.
Oh, you said
Really?
not Florida? Oh, it's
Hey,
1-1.
hey, guess what? We picked Florida for you, so
That's
you're
too late. Nope. That's his answer, not Florida. I'm going with it. He loses. He loses. It's 1-1. Here's a tie-breaking question. Here we go. It's more posh than Walmart. Nice. I love it. All right, here is our last one. Drunk and stoned, a man pulls down his pants and says he will kill cops and rape their canine.
Oh, Jesus.
Did this happen in Florida or not Florida? Jesus, right? That's exactly what I'm saying.
This doesn't strike me as Florida. Again, this strikes me as more of a New York sort of thing. So I'm saying not Florida on this one.
Let's wait for Chad's answer here, and then I want to read exactly what happened here.
It's actually a funny story.
Oh, did you read this one?
Yeah.
And guys, I will tell you a site that you can go and check out most of these stories if you ever want to, pass a little time.
Don't give our.
Listen, here's the thing. You want to make a good fan film, make a Florida or not Florida man film. Like, some crazy shit off the wall is happening. What city or county are we in? Where did this happen? Chad's saying this is Florida. Let's fucking go. This is Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Crazy shit going on
Monroe
in
County, Florida. This Florida man story tells it all. A drunk, stoned Florida man exposed himself, fights with police, and then claims to be a mercenary, threatens the lives of the officers and their families, and to even rape their canine law enforcement dogs. This gentleman is 67 years old, and his name is Walter Frank Camp. So if you guys want to Google search that man, best of luck. And if you want more stories like this, congratulations, by the way, to Chad beating Braden out by 1 whole point. 1 whole point. That's okay, Braden. We're still going to take care of you. We're going to shoot you over some of those decals, those absolutely crazy, fantastic, amazing, talking shit decals, just like that one right there on Mark's mic. And Chad, if you want 1 or 2 or a couple or whatever, let us know. Shoot us your address.
Yeah, send me your address and I'll send you a couple.
You
And we'll
guys
get
could send me his too. I'm gonna see him soon. I could hand it to him.
We can do that.
Yeah, I'll see him soon. So
We can do that. All right. If you guys want more stories like this, FloridaMan.com for really, really great stories, just like the ones that I've read off here today. And for anybody watching the show, do not go to that site. It is terrible, especially if you want to play next week. All right. So we are here with Braden Timmons. Braden, thank you for playing the game with us. Thank you for taking the time to tell us about your fan films. When can we expect? And I know it's a hard question that you're gonna have to try to answer to the audience, but when do you think we can expect the final chapter?
It'll be next fall. That's what we're aiming for. We kind of have to. So this has been a big challenge because I have to be very strategic with how we go about planning. And oh my God, can you guys hear that? Can you guys like hear the plane go? You guys can't hear that?
No.
I live right by an airport and the military jets go out of that too. So when they fly over, it's like loud. I was like, okay, I'm making sure you guys can't hear it. I'm sorry. So I have to be very strategic with how I go about planning the, like this shoot, because there's so much going on in this final piece of the story. You know, like, and of course, without spoiling anything for you, Brian, I don't want to spoil anything for you. But like with how the end of Last Nightmare Part 1 leaves off is like, you know, it's all continuous. It all continues right after the events of Part 1. So it's not going to take place a year later from Part 1. Boom, it's going to be the next frame is where Michael is heading to and everything. So we are going to be shooting kind of all over the place. We are filming one scene this September is when we're aiming to start production. We're going to be in New York filming a scene later this year, not in the city, but like within the state. So, you know, that'll be a thing that we end up doing. And then we are going to be in Indiana for most of part 2. But that'll be where we have to kind of split everything up because there's so much action. Like I'm trying to divide it to where we do all of the dialogue stuff in one shoot, and then we go on a production break, come back in the spring, and then do all of the action. So because the action is so integral to the story. And I've told the actors, Chad, I'm looking at you in the chat too, dude. Be ready, be stretching. I hope that you're at the gym, dude, because it's gonna be a lot of swinging, it's gonna be a lot of punching, it's gonna be a lot of, you know, just a lot. It's gonna be great. So I'm super excited for that. But yeah, we're aiming for next fall. So but we have to start filming this fall in order to get everything at least started to be ready for next fall. So
crowdfunding, are you still collecting funds for the film?
We open on July 1st. It'll open again. So that is it. The Last Nightmare Part 2 opens on Indiegogo on July 1st. You are currently able to sign up for the Indiegogo campaign. And if you put your name down, then you'll get a link with some exclusive discounts. But if you put so we do have a reservation fee right now. If you donate or put in $10 right now towards whatever you're going to do, then you end up getting a 15% discount, I think, when the campaign opens. So I could send that to you guys if you guys would like to put it in the description or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we've started just like with getting people that are interested in backing. We already have over 90 people on the pre-launch sign up, so we're super excited for that even. So
you had some really, really high expectations for goals for dollar amounts. Do you hope to meet or exceed your previous dollar amounts?
You know, we've never had luck. We've had luck one time raising our exact dollar amount. We raised $3,500 for post-production for Sally. Like, you know, but even that was, it was tough to do that. You had to promote. Like, I mean, it's always nerve-wracking when you release an Indiegogo campaign because you never know how it's going to do, right? But I mean, we really have tried our best to keep everybody involved. I'm going to be shooting a video this weekend. Like, that's going to be the campaign video talking about, you know, how this is the end. And this is what everyone that supported us in the past, we hope that they come back and are included in this final chapter, because we hope that we've satisfied them enough with the Haddonfield Nightmare and the Last Nightmare Part 1. But, you know, this one's just about getting people involved, man. I want people to be involved. I'm not making prices too crazy. I'm making it doable for people. So if they want to be involved with it, they can get involved with it. But our dollar amount, we're trying to raise $20,000. This is if we end up hitting 20,000, that will be a personal goal, because we've never hit over. I think the highest amount that we've done was with Part 1 was the 13,000 that we've raised in one campaign. So, you know, if we raise this additional $7,000 for Part 2, that's going to be a personal goal for us. Like, we, for whatever reason, can never hit the goal the first time. And that's unfortunately what took the Last Nightmare Part 1 3 years to in between the Haddonfield Nightmare and Part 1. That's unfortunately what took that long, is because of the funding and all that stuff. So our personal goal is to hit the 20,000. Whether it's going to exceed it or not, it's really, we have to have a really good first few days on Indiegogo in order to be featured as like one of like the highlighted campaigns or whatever, which of course would be awesome. But, you know, we've never had that luck. I mean, but also our films aren't fan films that have franchise peeps coming back into the story. This has all just kind of been stuff that we had to cast based on looks and talent and everything. So, you know, it's obviously a huge goal. If we end up raising over 20,000, we only need 20,000 to tell this story, but anything over 20, that's going into future production. So that's going to help us hit the ground running for, you know, original projects that we hope to do once we're done with the Last Nightmare Part 2. But, you know, as much as my team and I always talk about our originals, I do say, I'm like, man, like this is such an important film, not only because it's a final chapter towards what we've been working on, but it's also going to really give you guys, the audience, kind of how our team handles finales and everything. And like, you know, so like, God forbid we ever end up doing a TV series, like you guys will be able to tell, are they going to stick the landing, or are they just going to dick it? This is going to kind of give you guys.
No, you're going to leave us on a cliffhanger.
Just, yeah, on the finale, I'm going to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. That's it.
I believe that.
That's it. No.
As long as you get a rock thrown right through their window.
As long as you don't end it like how they did it with Halloween Ends, I'll be happy. As long as you don't do something like that, screw us over.
No, you know what? Actually, Jaden just put a spoiler here in the chat. He said Corey Cunningham's the main character of Part 2, man. So
I know,
you know, and therefore, I'm telling you guys not to back the project. Like, don't back us. Corey Cunningham's coming in. No. But what do you call it? No, this will not. I promise you guys. I'm saying that right now. We're done with the cliffhangers, at least with these films. There will be a distinct ending, and there is also a distinct winner at the end. So
yeah, it's definitely Michael Myers.
Michael will win. Okay.
Well, I mean, only time's gonna tell, guys. Like, you know, I can't wait to start seeing, as we start marketing, I'm gonna start doing polls as to what the audience thinks is gonna happen for the finale. But I mean, man, it's been something that we've been sitting on. I've known how it was going to end since we were doing HN. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and leak the ending. Michael takes off his mask and reveals he's been busted. Oh, man. Oh, that would be terrible. That would be, because I can't stand Halloween Resurrection.
No, that's one of the ones I don't like. That one in part.
Thank you, David.
Part 6. I don't really care for part 6 a whole lot.
So, fun fact: Chad here, the guy that plays Michael in our movies, is a huge Resurrection fan. Huge Resurrection fan.
Why?
I know, you know, he loves it. He loves it. I don't know why. So we initially, actually, the opening soundtrack for Last Nightmare Part 1, when Michael's in the hallway and he's walking towards the camera right before the opening title card, that was initially supposed to be, the track on the soundtrack was supposed to be called Resurrection. That was supposed to be for Chad because he loves Resurrection. And we all loved it. However, Mike Shabani, our composer, had already done a track called Resurrection for a previous film, so he didn't want to name it that, respectfully for those filmmakers, so he's not double, you know, naming tracks or anything. And I respected that. I respected that. I totally agreed with that. And so that opening track is called Awakening, which is still pretty dang cool. But, you know, that was initially what it was going to be called, and that was a reference to Chad.
Really cool. So Mark, real quick, you pointed out something to me earlier.
I did.
You said you were reading one of the credits. You were reading some of the credits.
Yes.
With what Braden has been doing. And in there, you mentioned someone's name, somebody we've had on the show a couple of times, somebody who we're not unfamiliar with. Who is that?
You mean Peter Anthony?
Peter Anthony? Yeah, I know Peter Anthony.
Yeah.
No, never heard of that guy.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if that was a question for me or if
no.
that was
He was asking.
Just wanted to know how you guys ended up linking up for him to be a part of. Which movie was he a part of?
Haddonfield Nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he backed our campaign. So you know, he was one of our backers. He had been a fan of what we were doing from the trailers that we had released, and he wasn't one of the initial backers, but he saw a few of our teasers and he ended up backing us, and that's how he ended up getting involved with Haddonfield Nightmare. So pretty simplistic story.
You know, we've had him on 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 times. I mean, I can't count how many times. I think like 5-6 times.
The horror community is huge for this kind of stuff. So hopefully you get more backing on this project. And I wish you the best, and I hope that you hit the 20,000. I hope it goes over, so that you can be like, hey guys, we're at like 27,000, so that 7,000 is going to go into project such and such, and you can kind of give us a little look into the future of what Braden Timmons is going to create from there on.
Yeah, I mean, what do you call it? We're so I just finished writing a short script last week. I've sent it out to a few people that usually read my scripts just to kind of get some feedback on it. And it's not a horror movie. It's actually like it's a drama. But it's a short film, so you know. But I always just try to write new things and just kind of see where I can go. But the original feature that I've just been stuck on, man, it's a horror thriller. And I'm just like, you know, I can't, for some reason, my brain just isn't allowing me right now to just simply focus on that one. And it's like, I'm 20 pages in. I'm like, I've got like maybe 60 or 70 pages to go. And it's just like, I'm so excited for it. And I mean, even Chad, who is going to be involved with that one. Yeah. You know, he's saying it right here, but, it's like he was texting me the other day. He's like, dude, you got to keep writing it because I'm just so excited to see it and or really read it. And I finally found, you know, there's a few screenwriting coaches on TikTok that I follow, and one of them was just talking about how the first draft, the only thing that, like, every first draft is perfect because the only thing the first draft needs to be is done. And then you can kind of build the story from the first draft. You can't do it if there's no first draft. But also, it's like I struggle from what every screenwriter struggles from, and that's trying to be a perfectionist literally while you're writing the first draft of a film. And that's just never how it goes. I mean, I just finalized the draft of The Last Nightmare Part 2 maybe a week ago. And, you know, that's... we wrote The Last Nightmare as one film, as I said, and we were like, yeah, this is it, we're ready to go. But so much has changed between The Last Nightmare Part 1 draft and The Last Nightmare Part 2 draft. So much has changed in between that, you know, the first draft helped, but it's never going to be the draft that you end up shooting. It's actually you're more likely to win the lottery twice than your first draft being the draft.
If I could win the lottery one time, I think it'd be okay.
Me too.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, hey, I would have unlimited funding, dude. Like for
let's go
for my projects. That's it.
Awesome. All right. Well, listen, we always ask our guests for an hour of their time. You have been super humble. You've went over and given us more than an hour of your time, so we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else before we end the show that you would like the audience to know? Where can our fans follow you? All that stuff.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Bat Timmons Official, Facebook, Braden Timmons, YouTube, Braden Timmons. All of my links are in every video I post on YouTube, so feel free to go on in there, check them out, follow if you guys would like to. That's going to be the quickest way you guys get updates on anything in terms of films is going to be through social media. So you guys can follow. Would love to have you guys over there. And thank you guys for having me on to chat. I love talking with other people and new people in particular. So Mark, Brian, you guys have been absolutely fantastic hosts. You guys got a great show here, and I can hopefully come back sometime soon. Once we're done shooting Last Nightmare Part 2, I'd love to come on and maybe give you guys some exclusive stills and first looks and everything. So
I'd love that.
Yeah, we want to hear more of the story too. So, I mean, without giving any spoilers, so yeah, we'd absolutely love to have you back on. And like I said, I'm hoping that this gets to everybody and they see like what kind of work you're capable of doing, and that crowdfunding goes beyond what your expectations are. I really do.
That would be alone just amazing. It's never happened for us. It's like, and sometimes I will say, for you indie filmmakers out there that try to do crowdfunding campaigns, sometimes it is discouraging because you see other indie filmmakers that raise $10,000 or even over $10,000 in a single day, and we can barely do that. So sorry, I was reading Chad's comment. What do you call it? That would be amazing alone, just to kind of see us hit this on the first try, after trying forever to hit something like this in one go. It usually never happens for us, so it will be a surprise, and we will be doing a celebratory live stream with the cast if it does happen.
Okay.
So.
I mean, we don't have a very big show, but I think we have a pretty decent following, and I think we kind of know some people. I mean, I'm not going to tell you that it's going to happen, but I'm just letting you know, like, we're gonna help where we can help. You know what I mean? So we're gonna make sure that we do our part to make sure that other people will probably reach out to you and say, hey, we have a podcast, or hey, we'd like to get some more information about one of your films that we've heard about. So hopefully you get that. So keep an eye out for your inbox.
So how about this? The next time he comes on, maybe he can get some of the cast to join him.
There you go.
I could. I absolutely could.
Mike Myers. What?
I could bring Chad on. Chad's kind of a knucklehead to talk to, but no, I'm totally kidding.
No,
Chad,
no worse than some of the other ones.
No, Chad is absolutely amazing, man. And hey, Jaden, you too, man. Keep going. I'm looking forward to seeing your stuff. Do not forget to send it to me. Message me on Instagram when you've got stuff that I can read or watch or whatnot. I'm looking forward to seeing your stuff as a filmmaker. So.
All right. Guys, I think this is the part of the show where it has to come to an end.
Okay.
Okay. You want me to end the show right here?
We both know that that's not how it's going to work.
I know, because the minute I start, you're going to be like, yeah, hold on a second.
No. You're going to say, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to say, hold on, wait. We still have something that we have to tell the people, like what's coming up Tuesday, because we don't have a Thursday show. We have a Tuesday show.
Who we got on Tuesday, Mark?
You don't remember?
Nope. I done
Why not?
lost it.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm old in my old age, sir.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. It's two people from the Death of Snow White. One plays the prince, and one plays the evil queen.
Are they both going to be on the show?
Yes.
They've already announced that they're coming on the show.
I'll make sure. But no, I talked to Chelsea today, yesterday, and she said yes.
Perfect.
But we have a special start time of 7 p.m. instead of 8 on Tuesday.
This Tuesday?
This Tuesday coming up.
Holy crap.
June 10th. And then we'll be off until the following Thursday, where we'll have an actor by the name of Jake Young.
These people aren't going to know what to do with us. Like, we keep coming into their living rooms or they're on their computers, and we're just like, we're there. Now we're a fixed entity in the computer. So
Okay, and I also told you what is the 22nd.
we have a couple of females coming on the show, and I cannot remember their names. Brooke and
Brian. Brian, look on your damn phone.
Who did you text me?
Brooke Bundy and Tiffany Helm.
And Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany Helm and Brooke Bundy. Yep.
Let's go.
Do you know who that is?
No, I'm like, I'm glad that you finally looked at your phone and was like, oh, okay, got it.
Tiffany Helm played in Friday the 13th Part 5, and Brooke Bundy played in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Oh, very nice.
They're mother-daughter.
So we're gonna get to meet them and talk more with them. All right. So now we've announced who we got coming, what dates, and all that stuff. Are we good now? Are you happy?
For now.
Okay, great. From us here at Talking Shit, my name is Brian.
I'm Mark.
And this is Braden. And we're out of here. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bitch, I'm in the